One of my goals for this year was to read more nonfiction, but I hate self-help books. Instead, what I want to do is identify areas of life that I am interested in and I do not know nearly enough about, and pick out a book and become a mini expert on that subject matter. So here are 6 books that I identified that I really want to read this year as nonfiction pick. And yeah, there's kind of a theme with it. The first book, and this is kind of a book talk classic, it's Everything is Tuberculosis. Now, I am not a medical expert, nor do I know anything about tuberculosis, except that consumption was mentioned in a lot of classic books. This is written by the same author who wrote The Fault in Our Stars, and I'm very excited to read a nonfiction in his style and learn more about TB. The second book that I looked up is Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which is a memoir of a mortician. The author goes into the different views of death around the different cultures. There is something fascinating to me about passing away and what happens to your body, what happens to your soul, all the different beliefs across the different cultures and religions. I'm really hoping this book will give me that, and I'm always curious about a memoir. This is where you're gonna kind of sense a theme, because the next book that I found is called Stiff. This is also written by some sort of a mortician kind of ish worker. This is about the ways human bodies are used for science, again after you pass away, which is kind of where the theme is. I am a spooky girly and death does fascinate me, so this will be a running theme there. The next find is The Year of Magical Thinking, kind of similar to the 2 before but a little bit different. This one is the author's personal experiences as she deals with loss and grief. I have also heard the book discusses marriage and life overall, and I've heard it's very inspirational, and if you are grieving someone or you are going through the process of possibly losing a person, this is very helpful. She gives you good insights on how to deal with it. Cannot wait to read this. Then we have The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. I've never heard about this woman. Me neither, until I started doing some research. Scientists may know her as Gila. Now, once again, I'm not a scientist or doctor or anything. From what I understand, she gave blood, and her samples provided something that we still use to this day in science. She has saved countless lives, and of course, she was never credited because she was a Black woman. She has come from a line of slavery. I am ashamed by how little I know about the subject, which is kind of why I would love to read this book. This book on my list is Educated. I have seen this book recommended all over Book Talk, and I have never heard anybody explain to me what this book is actually about, aside from the fact that it's a memoir. And it is about a person who was homeschooled, and there's something weird, off-putting going on with her homeschooling and her upbringing, and then essentially her reintegration into society and everything that she has learned. This is supposed to be very eye-opening. It's supposed to describe a very messed up situation from her childhood. And I love some tea, and I love hearing a story of overcoming an obstacle. Who doesn't? So yeah, these are the nonfiction books that I'm going to try to read this year.